All right, guys, 1973, Piedmont, Missouri. The first sighting came from a basketball coach. His name was Reggie Bone. And by the way, I got a bonus video at the end of the video you're watching now. Check it out. Okay, the coach, along with some players, see a diamond-shaped UFO in the night sky. And this was the first reported sighting of the UFO. And that's really, what, kicked off the events to follow. Okay, the original sighting, from the basketball coach all the way back to 1973. Now, things started to get incredibly bizarre when dozens and dozens of witnesses see the UFO hovering above the lake. I mean, was this a UFO? Was it a secret military project? I mean, we didn't even have drones back then. The UFO sighting, it took place over a lake called Clearwater Lake, if you guys want to check it out. A very large lake near Piedmont, Missouri. Now, hundreds of people witnessed the object glowing under the lake's surface before, shooting off into the night sky. Crazy, right? Now look, I've read eyewitness testimony claiming the object was shooting around the sky like a laser beam. And that was the way they described it in their testimony. And of course, we have pictures of this particular sighting, right? And it started with this weird, reddish glow beneath the water. And it would hover about 100 feet in the air before shooting off like a rocket. There was another witness testimony that said the glowing red object just shot out of the lake. So, this UFO was around for about 4 or 5 days. And we'll get into it. Okay. And by the way, that's where we see the famous diamond-shaped photograph taken. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have seen that particular photograph, and now you know where it came from, the Piedmont case. I mean, just, in case you're curious, okay? The local police chief said there is absolutely no doubt there was something beneath the water and something hovering like a silent helicopter. That's what he said. Okay, he said it was just hovering, not making a noise whatsoever. One of the witnesses said, "I know this is going to sound funny, but there hardly isn't anyone around here who hasn't seen the UFO." That's why we have multiple witnesses, multiple photographs. Just a great sighting, guys. A lot of evidence, and this is what we need to be talking about right now. Now, the Air Force, right? The Air Force, of course, did an investigation, a police investigation. Tons of different UFO agencies investigated the sighting. So again, guys, I only bring you UFO sightings that are truly unexplainable. Okay? And at this time, the UFOs were being seen by hundreds of people in over 4 different states. How crazy is that? And here's where things take an ominous turn. Okay, a local fisherman, he witnessed the craft and he actually went into shock. He had to be hospitalized. He was out on the water, fishing late at night, something glowing under the water, and it scared this man half to death. He said the USO came out of the water and shot off like a rocket. I mean, he went into shock and had to be taken to the hospital. And from what I understand, for the rest of his life, he was never the same. Right? Crazy. I mean, look, that's terrifying. Okay, you had 4 or 5 days in a row, multiple sightings over Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, witnessed by thousands. I mean, pretty much, basically every major media outlet covered this particular sighting. Well documented. It happened over about 4 or 5 days. And of course, like I said earlier, the Air Force, they got involved. And remember, we had Project Blue Book back then. And like I mentioned in my last video, Project Blue Book was not to be trusted. The Air Force tried to downplay the UFO sighting with all the witnesses involved, and they started to fight back. They said, no, you're not going to tell me what I did or didn't see. I know what I saw. This wasn't 1 or 2 people. This was hundreds, even thousands. The Air Force tried to tell thousands of people, you were just looking at Jupiter. You saw Jupiter. You probably saw a star. And they even tried to say swamp gas. I'm not even making that up. Okay, but wait a minute, guys. Look, it gets better. They tracked the object on radar. Okay, so now we have scientific evidence adding credibility to the sighting, And their radar data shows the UFO was between 6,000 and 9,000 feet. Not a million miles away like a planet, like a star, at about 9,000 feet. I mean, let that sink in for a minute. I mean, look, it's not even debatable. The debate is over. There was definitely something there, but the question is, what was it? Now, here's another, let me back up my video, guys. Look, it happens every time I make these videos. I just start talking and talking and talking and talking. You know, I just get really passionate about this UFO stuff, guys. I really do. But anyway, another fun fact for you. Okay, nearly 700 USO cases reported by the U.S. Navy. Not your everyday Joe, the actual Navy, reporting nearly 700 unidentified flying objects. Okay? And in some of the Project Blue Book files, the U.S. Navy reported seeing metallic craft shooting out of the water, through the sky, through the clouds, completely out of sight, at incredible speeds. Now, this is coming from the Navy, right around the same time, the same area. That's why I'm bringing this up. Okay, according to some of the radar data, the USOs were traveling at a speed faster than the radar could detect. The technology back then was very limited. I mean, we're talking back in the 70s, 80s, and all that. And I'll give you another example, okay, off the top of my head. 1954, a 100-foot disc was reported. Okay, this is to Project Blue Book by the U.S. Navy, hovering over a ship. And they knew it was 100 feet, a 100-foot disc, because they knew how big the ship was that they were on, and they could use it as a size comparison. And every person on that ship said, yes, we saw it. It was at least 100 foot. It was hovering, and it shot off. You know, and they think, I mean, I guess I say rumor has it that they think that was the same UFO that the other people had witnessed, because it was right around the same time. I mean, that's crazy, guys. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know if I should end it here or keep going on about this, but you know, look, guys, I try to bring you the best, most creditable UFO sightings we have. I mean, I like bringing you guys new content and all that, but it's very important that we revisit these older cases. I mean, I just keep beating this like a drum. We have to. You know, and I can't stand all these, look, I should probably cut it off here, but I can't stand all these clickbait channels out there. You know, I was watching a few of them today. I get notifications when they post a new video, and it's like some drone in the sky or some CGI. Like, as one guy put out a video today of the moon, and he's like, UFO hovering over the moon. And it's like, it is so fake. I mean, like, look, even like a 3-year-old could look at it and say, yeah, that's not real. You know, so I try to bring you guys real, solid cases that are truly unidentified. Because again, this, even in Project Blue Book, this was eventually classified as unidentified. And that's powerful because look, usually they don't want to put that label on any sighting, but they did. They had to. Like I said, you have radar, U.S. Navy, police, MUFON, Project Blue Book. They've all investigated this, and we don't know what it was. To this day, we have no clue. So all right, guys. Like I said, at the end of the video, I'm going to post a little bonus video for you guys, so check it out. Leave a comment below, hit the notification bell, sub to the channel. Thank you for watching that. And look, guys, I greatly appreciate all of you. And I do want to apologize for any drama that may have been on the channel in the past week or two, because I'm done with all that. So you guys just stay patient, and you know, I'm doing the best I can. Alright guys, today we're going to talk about USOs, unidentified submerged objects, not UFOs, okay? It's an account of a strange and beautiful woman's arrival on the coast of Hitachi Province in Japan. On February 22nd, 1803, a group of Japanese fishermen saw a boat some 3.3 meters high, 5.4 meters wide near the shore. The small boat looked like a hollow capsule in the shape of an incense burner or a rice pit. Made of wood, it was covered on the bottom with copper plates that would protect the ship. Now, by the way, we're going to get into some new sightings, but I want to look. I like to bring you guys history, things you've probably never heard about. Okay, inside the boat, they found inscriptions written in an unknown language. Sound familiar? Kind of like Rendlesham Forest, maybe, or a number of UFO cases for that matter. But let's continue. The fishermen also found a woman inside the boat, a very beautiful woman, right? The young woman was described as beautiful and strange. Red eyebrows, about 18 or 20 years old, at a height of 1.5 meters, with pale skin, red hair, white extensions. The girl held a box about 23 centimeters in length. When the fishermen tried to communicate with her, they realized that she spoke a language that was not Japanese. She also behaved strangely and refused to let anyone touch the small box that she was holding. Regarding her origin, some thought she was the exiled queen of a distant country. The fishermen were so scared, they decided to put her back in the ship and return her to sea. Some historians say that the strange visitor came from Russia based on her physical features. Wow. Now right there, that's a real picture, of, someone wrote this and drew this a long time ago, back in the 1800s, I guess it was early 1800s, okay? And I've got a few pictures here I'm going to show you, but I do want to add a little bit to the story. And like I said, we'll get to the newer stuff. Just give me a minute, guys, okay? Like I said, all of this information has been passed down from generation to generation. Books have been written. One of them was called Tales from the Rabbit Garden, published in 1825. Another book was written called Diaries and Stories of Castaways, published again in 1835, and another one called Dust of the Apricot, written in 1844. So a well-documented case. But the question is, was this some type of exiled queen, or was it an alien? Now think about how foreign this must have been to the people in Japan. Okay, it's kind of like you or I witnessing a UFO in the night sky today. They'd never seen anything like this. This was alien to them. Okay, completely alien. Now, the female inside, the unknown craft, I'm going to call it, like I said, she was beautiful. Red hair, had some type of white extension, possibly animal fur is what I've read, clipped to her hair. Anyway, guys, look, I just wanted to give you, a really old, mysterious UFO sighting, or, I guess we can call it a USO, right? It's an unknown craft. We don't know what it is. Like I said, a lot of people believe this could have been a queen that was exiled. Now, I would probably go with that, right? The craft was broken into two different parts. The upper half was made of red. It was a red-coated rosewood. The bottom was made out of some type of copper or something metallic. They're not quite sure. The fishermen, they were able to see inside the craft. They said there was some type of bedding, what appeared to be some type of food, and the fishermen also witnessed foreign symbols in a language they could not understand. Could it be hieroglyphics? I don't know. Guys, like I said, this is a very common thing with any UFO sighting or USO sighting. Where did she come from? Where was she going? What happened to her? They just pushed her back out to sea, and she was never heard from again. How crazy is that, guys, right? Foreign symbols. Could it be alien? Could it be another country? I really don't know. It's well documented. I would love to read the books, but let me kind of go through this. And I want to show you guys something real quick, just to, tell you guys thank you. Let me thumb through this right here. I got a little email from YouTube today. It says right here, this month we got 1,437 subs. Thank you guys. Roughly 70,000 views for the month. Over nearly 500,000 watch minutes, so thank you again, guys. I greatly appreciate it. About 3,300 likes, 2,100 comments, 1,800 posts, and 400 shares. So again, guys, thank you. Sub to the channel. Let me end it with this. I know I don't want to make the videos too long, so I try to make these videos fast, but I greatly appreciate all of you. I've gotten away from the drama. I realized what I did wrong. I realized the mistakes that I made, and now I'm going to focus on you and UFOs.